Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me as I review movies to try to help you make the best decisions on where to spend your time and money when going to the theater. Okay, so the movie I'm reviewing today is called Underwater. This movie is rated PG-13. It's an hour and 35 minutes, and the movie review mom grade that I'm giving it is a B. So let me give you a quick nutshell. I'll give you some tips for parents, some themes to talk about, and I'll point out some things that I liked and didn't like and give you some suggestions for other movies. All right, so in a nutshell, basically director William Eubank takes a French captain and a bunch of good-looking millennials 7 miles down to the bottom of the sea. Now that sounds pretty dumb, but I was actually engaged the whole time. Well, most of the time. So when Disney purchased 20th Century Fox, the release date for this movie was pushed back to January 2020. The film was actually shot clear back in 2017, also when another very similar movie called Life came out and hit theaters. Did you see that one with Ryan Reynolds? This movie is very similar, and instead of going out into outer space like that film, guess where this movie goes? Yes, you guessed it, underwater. Basically the same movie, still entertaining, I thought. Now, some quick tips for parents is that you see a lot of skin on both men and women, mostly on Kristen Stewart. You see dead bodies, and then you also see some people die, but not with blood or anything because they're under the water mostly. People are in very perilous situations, so it's very suspenseful. There's some profanity, but pleasantly, there's a surprising lack of it, considering the intensity of the film. And then there's one moment where a woman punches another woman, which is meant to be humorous, and it basically is. Now, some themes that are worth talking about are first, there's a line from the captain, played by Vincent Cassel, and he says, "Stop looking back, look forward." Now, he's trying to fix somebody's injury when he says that, but it's actually the theme of the movie as well, which I thought was really clever. Other themes are fear and courage, sacrifice for others. And then there's another line by Nora, played by Kristen Stewart, and she says, "There are things that will happen that make you feel powerless, that make you feel insignificant. But that's it. They're just feelings. And sometimes you have to stop feeling and start doing." And I really liked that idea, that whole theme. And it kind of even reminds me of the Disney movie Frozen too, where you got to just get the grit, suck it up, and do the next right thing. I like that. And because it's true, sometimes we can wallow in our misery and spend hours and hours complaining and whining, and we need to just take action. So anyway, good lesson for all of us. Now, some other things that I really liked are, for a very small cast, I thought that they did a pretty good job. First of all, I really liked Kristen Stewart's look with her short blonde hair. She shaved her head for this movie, and she seems to really give it her all. She's kind of become a little action star. She actually filmed this movie before she did Charlie's Angels, where she did some stunts, and I thought she was believable. And so I thought she did a really good performance, or gave a very good performance. I can't talk in this review. I don't know why. Anyway, the movie starts off with a very intriguing first scene, and then it just jumps right into action and is pretty much nonstop action the entire time, which I appreciate. There are a few moments of attempts at slowing it down for character development, but you just don't really have the time to get to know these characters very much to care about them, which is something I didn't like. But basically, people are going to see the action. That's why they're going to see the movie. There's some really good slow motion shots, mostly at the beginning of the movie, but some throughout. There are lots of fun, silly jump scare moments, which, of course, again, is why you go see the movie. And you get to see the sea creatures pretty up and close, which is good because sometimes in horror movies, it's just the suspense and you can't quite see them or they're far away or blurred or whatever. So you really do get a good look at them, which is fun. So there are some fun special effects. Now, a few things that I didn't like are, first of all, people are saying that the movie Underwater is just a retread of the movies Life and Alien, stealing ideas from both of those movies rather than trying to create new ones. And that's probably true, but again, it's still entertaining. And for those who haven't seen either of those movies, this movie might even seem fresh. I don't know. One thing that just made me laugh is there's this one character, a girl, and she just does a lot of screaming. And I just laugh because I think, when will girls learn that screaming just doesn't help ever? And I'm totally guilty of it too. I mean, I'm a girl. I scream when I get scared. So anyway, there's a lot of shaky cam and jiggling around that actually will make it kind of difficult to see exactly what's going on in the darkness, especially when there's, lots of action and things are moving around and it's dark and you're like, what's happening? What's happening? So when the film comes out on streaming, it's going to be really hard to tell what's going on very small screens. So just a heads up there. Lots of cliched moments that you would expect in a movie like this. It's a drama, it's a horror, part comedy in the sense that it's kind of ridiculous. But again, I was entertained. Okay, so be sure and visit my website, moviereviewmom.com. That's where I share a lot of the funny lines and interesting lines that people say. I've got contests going on over there and other fun things. Now, before I go, I want to share just a few quick recommendations. If you enjoy this movie, you definitely will like Alien and Life, both of those movies, as well as the franchise 47 meters down, and then the sequel, well, it's not quite a sequel, but another version of it, 47 meters caged or uncaged, I think it was called. You'll get a kick out of those. I've got the links down below in the description, and I hope you enjoy this movie if you go see it in the theaters. Again, thanks for spending a few minutes with me. Be sure and watch my next movie review, which is going to queue up as soon as I'm done talking. Bye for now.